Hello, I forgot to turn on divination. Oh my god. Ah! Anyways. Hello, my friends and perhaps even gamers. Yeah, it is kind of dang good. So short stream today, as I have Pathfinder at 5 p.m. and I want to be able to get off of stream soon enough to do some stuff to get ready before Pathfinder. This is another song with lyrics. The future's always there, so hop it back into its place. You got a reason to live, got a reason to live. No matter what you say, no matter what you take away, there's always something you can give. And buddy, that's the reason that you got a reason to live, got a reason to live. Don't care what you've been through, don't care what people think of you. There's always something you can do, and no one knows it better than you. Praise you, the absence in your life delays you. The note that desolation plays you. You know you mustn't let it phase you. Hello, Helios. Sorry, I was looking at something. Hello, Helios. Welcome to the stream. Oh, hello. Sorry, we hit a part of the playlist where the album that all the songs are from have lyrics on them, and I hadn't heard them before, so I was just vibing to some lyrical home stuff business. But yes, hello. Today is an art stream, and as is so often the case during art streams, I have no fucking idea what to write or to draw. I said write. I didn't mean write. I could write, but that just seems more boring to watch than drawing does. I don't know if I can actually show. I've been writing some fics about my Baldur's Gate 3 characters. I have one each for Beer Striker, Kyria, and Melody and the Spores. And I'm trying to think. If I just think about my guy, I'm gonna make, hell yeah! I kind of know what I want to do for my paladin. I'm just deciding how sad I want to go with my little paladin. So I'm thinking, listen. The flavor. That's true. I guess, so here's the thing. Because I think I want to make an Oath of Vengeance paladin. Because the Oath of Vengeance paladin is the tastiest in terms of backstory. To me. So the question is, what are they getting vengeance for? Because that's really the kicker. Also, if I manage, just because I'm working on stew. It's stew season, baby. Got beef stew on the stove. Fuck yeah. Woo! Yeah. So, okay. Listen. There's two different types of paladin of vengeance. I think we could be getting, and that is wife vengeance. She doesn't have to be dead. She could just be somewhere else. And parental vengeance. No, not parental vengeance. Personal vengeance. And I think actually the key difference here would be whether or not I want to be a Dark Urge paladin. I'm leaning towards no. Just because the Dark Urge has consequences. I don't know if we, unless we want consequences in the game, because I'd absolutely be willing to deliver us up an extra helping of consequences.
Yeah, the constant hurt with the one specific character. I'm also afraid there will be more consequences later down the line. Because sometimes Melody in this forest just has, like, thoughts. And I'm always like, hey babe. Excuse me. To be fair, the way I am RPing her, she's also not a fan, but they are happening. That's actually what the fic I've been writing about her is. Where did those come from? No idea. Actually, here, let me see if I can read a passage out of it. Okay, here we go. So this is a little passage from my fic about Melody in this forest. It's not the whole thing, but it's a little bit of it. Let's see. Slight spoilers for the Dark Urge storyline, by the way. Mostly just like some of the shit that companions will say, and a particular character. So. She remembered reading about the worshippers of Saloon. Shadowheart, as dawned in new moons as she insisted upon being, would not likely take kindly to how fondly Melody and the Spores regarded them, but thoughts unshared were thoughts unjudged. Melody and the Spores remembered little of her past, of her childhood, of the woman who raised her, but she remembered what blood looked like on stone, glowing not in light from above, but with the rapidly fading heat of a body as it dies. The way the smell of blood had struck her for the first time, the dried blood under her fingernails as she dragged the body. She remembered his face, though not his name, twisted in shock. The class above her, stained with his own blood, eyes wide open, under a large mushroom to bury later, and that was enough to know she had not grown up under the open sky. She did not remember when she came to the surface, why she came to the surface, though she assumed it was to perform. She did not remember the first time she saw the sun and cloud. She did not remember the first time she saw the moon. But the moon clung to her memories, casting flesh in silver and blue, turning blood to ink and words to nothings, and she understood why they'd follow such a goddess. They believed she had only the slightest grasp of, sure, but people followed gods for less. Perhaps she was envious of the high of a community. She had friends here. She carried no doubt that they, or at least most of them, cared enough about her to have everyone's best interests at heart. Her eyes couldn't help but find those of certain companions across dinner campfires, holding questions neither of them was ready to ask. She regularly put her life in their hands, and they did so for her in turn. But they didn't know. Couldn't know. Diminished even the blood that she could never wash off, the trail of bodies she'd left lonely in beds of blood and of silk and dirt. The visions of how their eyes would roll back in their heads if she were to flick her rapier across their throats. She knew by now that these were no trick of the worm, but something deeply, crushingly wrong with her. And if her suspicions were right, this had always been the case, and she had been wrong for a long, long time. Everyone gets so sometimes, Gale had assured her, and her fingers had curled into fists, imagining what it would be like to watch a wizard try to cast a spell with his windpipe collapsed. Iselle had suggested hunting goblins to sate the urge, and Melody and the Spores could smell Alfira's blood staining the dirt. Will had called it a side effect of anger and told her to turn her blade to demons and devils. None of them understood. Okay, spoilers over. Okay, so like, listen. Well, thank you, Helios. Honestly, I'm really excited about the one I started about Fear Striker, but it's already inching a little close to Twitch's feeling of being truly alone with thoughts despite being started by those seeking the best for you. Yeah. It is, I won't lie, very much also, projecting. As all good writing is in some aspect. Because especially if you play the Dark Urge as wanting to resist, be right where we know exactly. Especially if you play like with the Dark Urge, like resisting like the Dark Urges, it very much to me reads like, please God, my truths to help me, felt that shit, me too. Yeah, basically, it reads to me so much like struggling with intrusive thoughts, especially when you're in a space where people either don't believe the severity of your intrusive thoughts, like the actual like content of the thoughts themselves, or you don't feel safe enough to express the true extent of your intrusive thoughts, and so like you can have like the little ones, and like it kind of helps, but like you can't really like dig into like the ones that actually bother you the most, because you know people are going to take it the wrong way and like make the wrong assumptions about like who you are as a person. So yeah, no. Real true thoughts also, like, I just saw people talk about their small true thoughts, the one that we entirely inconsequential decisions over. Yeah. I guess I'm thinking of smaller ones, like, what about the fucked up ones, huh? Yeah. Sometimes, sometimes they go. And they, yeah, that's like specific, especially like, you don't have them that, I feel like you don't actually have them like, super like off, and sometimes the thoughts go and they don't even stop, they just sprint away from me. Yeah. Especially, you do occasionally, as a dark urge spoilers, do occasionally have those thoughts where like you walk up to somebody and even the narrator, it's honestly so accurate sometimes, because the narrator will just like insert like that your character is like imagining killing this person, but they have to like stop themselves because they need to have a conversation with somebody, and I'm like, I mean, big if true. And yeah, like that's a, big if true. Yeah, big if true. And like it's really just like that's it, baby. That's the experience. It's just that also your fantasy character can murder someone with their bare hands. I mean, and technically not everyone, but most people are capable of doing murder with their bare hands that just don't want to. And especially because in that scene you can make a choice about what to do, and my character specifically was like, I need to hide the body so they don't see it. And now there's just a blood stain in my camp. Which is kind of what her reflection on the scene with her very first murder is. It's kind of about that without being about that. Because it's, in my head, it was when she was still pretty young. And, you know, a kid's first reaction to getting in trouble is very often to hide the thing they think is going to get them in trouble. And when it's something as severe as a literal dead body. Also, it's both about intrusive thoughts as a concept and also about isolation. Both in the sense that she feels like she can't talk to any of her companions about like the actual depths of the problem she's having. And also, because if that line, like, she remembered his face, is kind of referencing an earlier paragraph where she's talking about how, I should start string a character like this always. That's like, cool, because you will take things personally when I have picked up on them, and it can get to, oh, thank you. Because I was thinking too, because like, so there's kind of a couple different things in play here with this idea too, and one of them is like this kind of stereotype in like the wider like D&D community of like the non-committal bard. And I'm kind of taking that and like twisting it, because it does imply that yes, she has been non-committal to lovers she's had in the past, but kind of the through line I'm putting in there is that this isn't a product of like being like a quote-unquote like womanizer or like a disregard for the people that she has these relationships with, but just that she like on a fundamental level feels so isolated from other people that she can't put herself into relationships like wholeheartedly, because it's like a mixture of like she doesn't want them to know who she is and she doesn't trust herself to be who she is around them, which kind of shows up in like when she's talking about like it's vague as to who the companion is, but with how I'm intending to play the game. It's Shadowheart. And especially with Shadowheart, because both of them are hiding something. Like, a child's person is often to hide what would get them in trouble, and, like, actually enjoy put things in place for me. That fucking minds even the physicality of the emotions. I can feel that fear in my hands and eyes. Oh no! I mean, that's the point, but also, no, yeah, it's very much like, and especially because, it's very good. Thank you. Oh yeah, so yeah, with like, because I'm intending in my Melody in the Sports playthrough to romance Shadowheart. You're right, it makes me my heart happy. You would have sighed. Oh, well, thank you. Because Shadowheart is hiding something from me, and the entire basis for my Melody in the Spores and Shadowheart romance is they can make each other worse, because I think they're going to. But yeah, especially like because the degree of amnesia that the Dark Urge playthrough like describes for you is like complete. Like, you wake up in that pod and you remember your name and how to walk and talk, and that's about it. But over the course of like a couple different interactions, and I'm still pretty early into Act 1, so this also may be different later on, but like there's a couple of different like little interactions you can have where like the memories you get back are all about murder. And actually, she makes this, there's a line that I can't really out because I don't know about Twitch, but she kind of thinks to herself, like, when she has these memories, first of all, the comparison between flesh in the context of murder and flesh in the context of a sexual relationship. Classic literary shit. I love it. And then also, okay. Oh, and because of that, like, such a common, like, comparison between the two, and, like, a lot of stuff, that it also brings, like, these memories of sexual relationships she's had. And she makes a comment, like, she understands that you're not gonna have the same murder victim twice. She has this concept of, like, she knows in her head that you can only murder someone once, ignoring, like, necromancy, but that's not the point. But she kind of has this idea where she understands enough about relationships still, even despite the amnesia, that she's expecting that as she's getting these memories back, she would maybe see repeat people in her memories of, like, having relationships, but she never does, and she doesn't even remember their faces. And, like, she kind of talks about, like, being very distant in the... It's very much about, like, isolation. And, like, the nature of when you have, like, severe, like, stuff like severe intrusive thoughts, or if you have, like, different, like neurodivergencies that could cause the intrusive thoughts, and, like, these things that, like, even if you can't put a name to it, because, like, the Dark Urge, I can't remember, I don't think it puts a little bit of a name to it. But she clearly doesn't put a name to it, right? She calls it, like, the affliction. She says, like, what's wrong with her. And, like, that sensation of, like, I know there is something different about me that actively distresses me in some ways and makes it harder to connect with people. But she doesn't have a word to put to it. Because, like, as far as, like, where I'm at in the storyline, like, you can ask, like, almost everybody, you can ask, like, that's actually, like, the little blurb at the bottom, you didn't see the bottom, but where she talks about, like, those are all things that the companions actually say to you. Like, you can go up to them, and you can talk to them and be like, hey, you know, we all have this worm, but do you get the bloodthirst? And they're like, no, but, and, like I said, I think Lae'zel even is like, a little bit of murder makes you a better warrior, which Lae'zel, no! But yeah, she makes a comment like, oh, if, like, it gets to be too, like, much, we'll just go find you, like, a goblin to kill. Or, like, Will is just like, oh, you're just angry, you know, like, it's, like, a justified, like, anger at the injustice in the world. Or, like, Gale is like, oh, everyone gets that sometimes. And it's like, no. It's like, no, they're fundamentally misunderstanding what you're saying. Which is so real. Holy shit. do people ask you to go headphones real quick, but I was listening. Hell yeah, I was staring. Hell yeah. But yeah, it's like that's like so. And I mean, I know that like Baldur's Gate 3 as a whole is a lot about cycles of violence and mental illness and abuse, and I really think that like the darker. I think I saw someone talking about like a good aligned dark urge really slots into the ongoing storylines that are already happening with like your companions, because everyone's running for something, right? Like everyone's running from something in their past. Astarion is escaping being a vampire spawn. Karlach has run away from hell. Will is escaping his contract. Gale, like your handler's so intense, learning so much about them, but they're like, whoa, yeah. Like I was explaining like Gale's storyline to like my sister and my mom last night, because here's my hot take: you can't simp for Astarion and then dunk on Gale. I think there's a very... I just got to Gale's prize match and saying, honestly, his storyline's fucking sad. I do think, I will give the Astarion girlies credit. I do think, from a perspective, any of them at times even, yeah. I do think that he does have an interesting storyline. It's not an uncommon storyline to hear, where someone promises you power and then uses that promise to take advantage of you. That is a very real storyline. I can still think he's kind of a weird dude. But if you're gonna ignore the fact that Astarion's a weird dude, and then be like, oh, Gale's too... I think the way I described it to my mom, my sister last night... one, I've seen a lot of people describe Gale as very autistic coded. True. I don't make the rules. It happens. And two, spoilers for Gale's storyline, kind of. But he very much, to me, comes across as he's not being clingy to be annoying, or because he, like, has a sense of, like, entitlement to you. It's because, as far as I can tell from the story this man has told me about himself, the only affection he has ever known is mentorship and romance. And that romance was fucked up, because it was too close to the mentorship. And so I think it is literally... I've seen this happen to people. Yeah, this happens to people all the fucking time. He has only been shown kindness in the context of a yeah, I just got to that lore part. Yeah, he has only been shown kindness in the context of a romantic relationship. He has not had time or social development to have friends, like just regular friends. And so when you as a character go, hey Gale, your condition sucks, I'm gonna help you. His brain, because he was a fucking teenager when he met Mystra, his fucking psyche has been programmed to believe that that is an indication of romantic interest. And you can tell him, no. And he backs off. So I don't know what people are fucking on about him. Maybe he's a little annoying sometimes. Like I said, he kind of just has autism vibes. And autistic people can be kind of annoying. I say that because sometimes I can be kind of annoying. Like, he's a wizard. He's a smart-ass autistic dude who has had fucked up relationships in the past and has absorbed unfortunate lessons about what socializing looks like. And so when your character goes, hey, I care about you and I don't want you to fucking explode, here's a gift, he goes, oh, they must be real interested in me. And then you could tell him, actually, no, Gale, I'm not interested in you. And he goes, oh, okay, I will take that into consideration. Like, I understand. Like, okay, let me back off. And then he does. Yeah, it's like so fucking sad. Like, it's part of the reason I think everything collapsed in on itself for him. Oh, absolutely. Like, I very much, like, I almost wish he had a slightly better grasp on the storyline. Or his, like, timeline, not storyline, his, like, timeline. Because I just have a feeling. I have a feeling. It was real bad. Because, excuse me. I've absolutely seen people who were in grooming relationships way too young, and they didn't learn where their personal boundaries between friendship and romance are, and how to navigate other people's boundaries between romance and friendship, because it's not the same for everybody. And so they just assume. And then because of that assumption, they can't build relationships because they don't know they don't have a foundation to stand on. And I think I was talking to you a little bit last night, Helios, about, or like, oh my god, Karlach's story. It didn't even connect in my brain, like, what Karlach's story reminded me of until we were talking, and I was like, oh, the relationship with yourself, I love Karlach, and yeah, your relationship with your body, your relationships and your sexuality can change with trauma, sometimes severely and for extended periods of time, and fixing that, you may never get back to where you were before, but getting yourself to a new happiness takes time, and it takes effort, and it takes resources, and it takes community. And that's what you can give her, is you can help her. And she still very much has, like, an active part in that. Like, I do not believe if Karlach didn't want something, she would take it. So, like, you come together with her and you say, hey, I like you. I'm willing to accept that there are not even willing. I appreciate that you have set your boundaries in this relationship. And I see that you also have this problem. How can I help you? And then you do. And you both go out and she says, okay, this is what I need. Yes, Karlach knows her own power and agency is very adamant keeping it. Yes! And because it was taken from her for so long. And so she's like putting her foot down in a way that's very good. I love that when you defeat the paladins, you can't stop her from fucking burning half the building down. Because not only fucking go girl, but also, like, you need a little bit of destruction at the beginning of a healing journey. Yeah, I was confused that my game was broke for a second, though. No, she just says that. There's always a little bit of destruction, sometimes a lot of destruction at the beginning of a healing journey like that. And I think letting her have that moment where she runs around and she just breaks shit. She's something we're all down to start anew. Exactly. You burn it down, you start over, and then after that you can go, okay. That's step one. And step two is, whatever. In her case, it's finding the source of the problem and figuring out, like, how can I make this new reality, this new body, this new relationship with myself work better for me. And in her case, it is literally repairing the engine in her chest. And also something, too, about the fact that, like, they were so callous with her life because they made a fucked up little engine. And yet you let the new stuff get nourished by the ashes of the old. Like when a forest fire happens, the entire place is dead forever, it just changes and adapts to get better. Exactly. Tasty. And I think, too, I haven't played a ton of Shadow Hearts because she's so cagey about it. I think hers, like, gets revealed later, but some of the stuff I know, she very much feels like someone who's attempting to escape her feelings through religion. And it's not working, but she thinks it is. It's working in the sense that she's dissociated from herself. And so she has, like, the thing that she needs to do, and that is the only thing she is thinking about. And if you try to be like, hey, Karlach gets my village, she's so... Shadowheart is hard for me to talk to because she reminds me of the Catholic schoolgirlies. But exactly! She is the Catholic schoolgirlies. I haven't met a ton of them, but that very much feels like you get told, like, they get told so much, like, you can't have emotions. Replace them with faith, and you go whole hog on it, and then it turns out that was good for nobody. Ever. That's the vibe I get from her, but I haven't really been able to, like, crack into her shell yet. She sneak off to confessional kisses a little bit and they go, ah, fuck, and send herself to where the nuns go. The nunnery, I think it's called. Maybe not. Yeah, the nunnery, yeah. No, yeah, very much the vibe of, like, she's running from something and she thinks she can hide in her faith, but that can't hold forever. Because ultimately either she is going to collapse or her faith is going to collapse. Possibly both, depending on how she handles the aftermath of either of those scenarios. I also saw someone point out too, because I know, like, Lae'zel is a little mean, and she flirts a little weird. Happens. But I did also see someone point out too that, like, she's terrified out of her goddamn mind because she is literally living her worst case scenario in her culture. Like, she was not only kidnapped and, like, from her perspective proved to be weak, even though the mind flayers are, like, fucking wild. Hello, Lux! That, like, Lae'zel is also because she's fucking terrible. She's living her culture's worst case scenario. She has no idea where to get help because she's been cut off from her existing support system. And even then, the second she hears about where she might be able to find that support system, she says that she's going to bring you to them, even though that is super not what the Githyanki are into. Because most of them would probably just kill you upon realizing that you had a parasite. And I also haven't played a ton of her storyline, just because I end up... She was less racist, I think, but it's not her culture right now, but she also respects you enough to help you too. Yeah, she's like... That's one of those ones where the D&D lore gets, like, weird about it, but she also respects you to help you too. Yeah. It's... So if I remember correctly, the Githyanki don't live on the material plane, like when she's genuinely confused. It's like living in, like, a national... she was living in, like, space nationalists. Because the Gith were enslaved by the Mind Flayers for a long time, and then escaped, and so now their whole thing is being strong enough to wipe out all Mind Flayers. Yeah, I keep saying that she thinks this world's alien. Yeah, because if I'm remembering correctly, generally speaking, they live on the astral plane. They don't live on the material plane. Because a lot of times the Mind Flayers are doing some fuck shit on other planes. And so, like, she's in an environment she's never been in before, living her culture's worst case scenario, doing her best. And it's one of those things too, like, I absolutely could understand if, like, you find Gale a little annoying, or if you find Astarion really annoying, or, you know, like, you're allowed to have, like, that's an opinion you're allowed to have of people. Like, she's objectively being mean to you. It's just sometimes understanding, like, where that's coming from. And going, you know what? I don't think that's a valid reason to do that, or that is, but, you know. Whatever the case may be. I keep seeing people talk about how Will is boring. Her entire culture seems very... yeah. It's like... yeah. It's one of those things where, like, D&D lore is, like, can never really fully hurt first before you're hurt again. Yeah, that's kind of... yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's reacting for neither. Yeah, it's reacting so that there's nothing to react to. The preemptive strike, exactly. It's reacting. It's making your assumptions that you can react before they even give you a chance. Before you giving them a chance to act in the first place. But no, I also I need to get more of Will's, like, storyline, because it seems like he's had some problems, and I think people call him boring for no reason. I don't think he's actually boring. I think he just has Will's lore kind of seems to taper off in Act 1, but I'm not further than that. I think everybody, well, because Act 1 only has so much, I think everybody's kind of, like, slows down. Like, I think there's, like, a certain amount you're supposed to get in Act 1, and then once you get it, like, you need to get to Act 2. Because the stuff I understand about Will's lore seems like it's going to be a lot more important in Act 2 and Act 3. Because part of his whole thing is that he was, like, more experienced with Baldur's Gate than, like, yeah, it's just that his will stuff's important, I think, because of inherent background. Yeah. Well, I think, because, like, I mean, considering, like, literally one of the things I now have a quest to do is go find his dad in Moonrise Towers, which is very clearly the beginning of Act 2 and why I don't go in there. It might not be, but I feel like it's Act 2, so I'm not going in there. Yeah, same. Yeah, so I feel like because, like, his quest line is so intrinsically linked to Moonrise Towers and the shit going on Baldur's Gate, I feel like he just doesn't get a lot of his lore up front. He doesn't need to. But also, you hear this man who wants nothing more than to do right by the countryside and make sure that these people who may not otherwise have a defender have someone to fight for them, made a deal with the devil to do so, and then was willing to break the terms of his contract with the literal devil to maintain his principles. That's not interesting? That's so interesting. Like, that speaks to such a, like, such a mindset that he has. Like, I think it's, yeah, like, it's so cool that, like, he is so committed to his principles and what he want, the stuff he want, like, the what he feels is right, which objectively in this case is usually right. And he's so committed to doing what's right for the people around him that he's willing to put himself in the path of danger. Up to and including getting dragged through the fucking hells and back again. Knowing that there will be consequences for himself, knowing that he's going to lose his title because he found out he was tricked and that she was going to force him to violate his principles, and he said, no, I'm not going to do that. I would rather take on the suffering for myself than kill someone who doesn't deserve it. Like, what a... I think it's just because he's nice. I genuinely think it's just because he's, like, his whole thing is that he's a good dude. I guess he has the willpower. Hell yeah, I'm gonna say that in my head every time. Desert Land. That's a fucking beautiful pun. I didn't even think of that. Oh god, my nose. Ugh, sorry, my nose started to stink. I can't reply to somebody like, hi. Mobile fucking, you can't reply on mobile, it sucks. God, now I want to draw more Baldur's Gate 3 stuff. But I don't know what to draw. I have a ref sheet for Fear Striker now. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull up my reference for Fear Striker so I can show off, but I need to really quick add on. Hands you all some beef to incorporate. Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Thank you. We're just gonna really quick do a little bit of... This should be fine for Twitch. I realized that I could just get screenshots from the game to make a ref sheet. Ref sheet! I need to do one for Kyria and Melody and the Spores. Oh, because I realized that with the magic mirror, I can now go in and actually find the fucking color samples. Just gonna kind of casually move that. Right here. I can position her behind chat. There we go. Now she's behind chat. This is my ref sheet for Fear Striker. It's honestly really nice to put it. She could change the different color colors, have a little gradient. That would be so much fun. I wish it would match the horn tip color, like down here. I also wish there was more shapes. I know that's like the devil tail shape, but like Riley gave Cassandra a little harpoon tail, and I've been thinking about it ever since. Yeah, 100% modding in different shapes. Fuck yeah, dude. Also, interesting thing I did not notice is this pattern on their spine. Fascinating. I also realized I could 100% cosplay Fear Striker because my hair is long enough to do this. Like this. My hair's long enough for that. I would just need, like, more skills because I don't have the capability at this very moment to make a cool tail or, horns. There's some big cool, neat things in spikes. Yeah! Like the little Vasila Wood wing spikes. Yeah! Yeah! But like this, like almost like ridging right here. Because you get the same thing like here on like their knees. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. Also, I'm gonna try to zoom in here. Look at them claws! I drew that in the piece I did of her and Karlach, but there are 3 prongs there to indicate where the finger parts of a bat leather wings would be. It's so neat. Yeah. And so there's censored ass. I don't know how Twitch would feel about ass, so this is my ref sheet for Fear Striker. I was like, I'm gonna make one for Melody and the Spears and Kyria as well. Since I now have the magic mirror. I'm just gonna save that with the censors bar on it so I can... Man, I love Melody and those boards and Kyria so much. Especially because Kyria's been my character. Like, I've had Kyria as a D&D character since I was... Oh, if I go back to sleep, hell yeah. Oh god, when did I make my fucking Google account? I've had Kyria since I was 11 years old. And I adore her. Which is part of why I brought her back into my OC rotation when I started writing more original stuff again. Oh my god, I wish I could draw scenes from my fic about her and Mary, but I can't. Duh. Because all my favorite scenes Twitch would not let me draw. I am so much a proponent of the way people engage in the physical aspects of relationships is just as important in the way they engage in emotional parts of relationships. And whether that answer is complicated or simple or no says a lot. But that's just, you know, it's too hot to handle for Twitch. I genuinely don't know what to draw. I don't have a design for my paladin yet, so I can't... I guess, even though we're talking about fucking Baldur's Gate 3, I could draw my Pathfinder character. So I can make a little token of her. Sugar biscuits on a silver platter, okay. It's gonna be like a bust because I'm just gonna really quick make an icon. So I'm playing Pathfinder tonight, which is why I started streaming a little bit earlier than usual. I'm gonna end at 4. And we're doing a tournament. 2-shot, 3-shot. And I'm playing a character who's named Pandora 7. She is an android rogue, whose backstory, because everyone has very edgy backstories, it's just the nature of the god we chose to represent, is that, so in Pathfinder 2e lore, androids are basically nanite-based robots who replicate organic processes, and then every 100 years or so regenerate with a new soul. And their entire description is just what it's like to be autistic. But in specifically Pandora 7's lore, it's actually really cool. She, while regenerating, was taken in by some folks who wanted to use... So she's a laborer android, so she's like bigger and tougher. And basically wanted to use her as unpaid labor, and work awful about it. And one day she committed, to quote myself, a lot of very messy murder. And got out of there. And now she's on the run. Androids already, it's kind of like the androids already tend to hide their identity. But she full hog, we're talking gloves to turtleneck to cloak and mask. With short hair. She is completely, you cannot see a single distinguishing feature about this woman. She's more of a person than a woman. I think my official description was I've been using she, her for her, but I don't think she'd give a shit. I'm gonna draw part of a face, but I think I'm gonna mostly draw you're the CEO of making cool characters. Aww. Honestly, some of the other characters in the 3-shot are really cool. One of them is, so we're representing a god who has a very, tragic story. She doesn't even really like being worshipped as a god. My character, Pandora literally has a feat called Godless Healing. She's not actually beholden to this goddess, but none of us are. It's a whole thing. One of the other characters is so cool. There's some other lore stuff too. But in an attempt to escape a terminal illness, was unwillingly turned into a lich, which I think is super cool. Another one is she was the mentor to a bunch of heroes, but none of them ever finished their quests and they all died. And so she's that particular friend is playtesting one of the new classes, who's all about spirits, and so all of the spirits that she channels are her past students. I can't remember Anne's official description. I need to go find it. Oh god. Oh no. I can't remember the full description, but she's a divine caster. Is that Dakota's character? No. She can turn into a big rat. I can't remember the full backstory. I feel so sad. Okay. Damn, I can't remember her full character cost, but I feel so bad. Let's go, big rat. Yeah, she could turn into a big rat. And also possibly a big dinosaur come next session. We're gonna find out. They're a divine caster. It's very cool. But But yeah, it's kind of funny because this is the highest. So we are doing level 15 tonight. What big dino? Yeah! T-Rex, I believe. Although I'm not sure yet. Yeah. So we're doing. So this is a playtest, right? So the Paizo, the company behind Pathfinder, is doing They're doing actually a big remaster, and part of that remaster is 2 new classes. And so we're doing high-level testing of sorry, I need to pull in a reference image really quick. We're doing high-level playtesting of those characters, but I've never played a character level this time, and one of our friends who also joined us has also never really played Pathfinder before. And so a couple of, like, where I'm playing, yeah, so Pandora's like a high-level rogue, because I thought it'd be fun to make a rogue, and then I managed to make the most fighter-ass rogue I've ever seen. Her entire strategy, right? Her entire strategy is, she's so scary that she makes people easier to hit. And I adore her for it. I literally now have a feat. I have a feat called Scare to Death. Because now there's a chance. Now I have a power where I can make a fucking intimidation check. And if I critically succeed, which means something different in Pathfinder than it does in D&D. Kind of. The parameters are different. If I critically succeed, there is a chance that if the creature I scared fails the subsequent check, they just drop dead. They have to be equal or lower level to me, so it's not like, I can't like do it to like a boss. But like, she literally will just look at you. Her fucking demon mask. And you could just drop dead. Plus, she gets bonuses. She has so many fucking bonuses to intimidation. I adore her. I honestly kind of want to play her in like a full campaign at some point. And like go through the levels to where she gets to be that scary. But we'll see. That's too close to the nose. That's a gazelle. Yeah! So she gets a lot of like sneak attack damage. Like all of her sneak attack... So sneak attack comes from like advantage, right? I think this is also the case in D&D. And so yeah, she just scares the shit out of people. And that's how she does combat. Also, she uses a Morning Star and a Gauntlet. And so, because of the way that, like, Pathfinder combat works, sick. Yeah, she can get 2 attacks in 1 turn. Morning Star is fucking, yeah. And so sometimes, okay, are you not? Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm fussing with it. And so sometimes she will literally just like punch you, or she'll like smack you with your Morning Star, and then just punch you. And like there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm moving around some of the facial features a little bit. It doesn't have to be accurate, it just has to look good. Literally just a die situation, get hit again, yeah. We're pretty high level, so stuff isn't dying quite that fast, but it's so fucking cool. Also, her Morning Star is adamantine, and her Gauntlet is silver. So she's also, and both her Morning Star and her Gauntlet have Ghost Touch, which makes it easier for her to hit ghosts. She also has Blind Sight, so stuff is not as hidden to her as it could be. Just imagine get hit by a Morning Star and then just get fucking wailed on. Yeah! I did it to fucking a dwarf in a pit of lava last Thursday. also basing, this is the mask I use as a token, so I'm basing it off of that, but it's not exactly that because I want it to like... the worst and presumably last day of their life. Well, we're in a magic tournament, so he didn't die forever, but he did get punted out of the, arena. Okay. Yeah, so the full storyline is like the gods are all having an argument over what I can't remember off the top of my head. And they can't fight about it, so they're making a bunch of like mortal champions fight about it. Which is us. We're an underdog team. People aren't expecting us to win. Although our DM did say that, she fully expects at least some of us to go down this time, so. Not go down, but like die. So I'm a little scared, but I also think it'll be fun. I will get to learn how dying works. Oh god. Fair emoji. Yeah. I think it was like, because I thought I died, and they were like, oh no, you went down last time. We mean like die. And I was like, hope your characters get very cool deaths if they die. Yeah, I think so. We also killed last time. So a bunch of my friends like play Pathfinder together, like pretty consistently. But I did not for just a couple, just various like life reasons and stuff. So there was a guy in the last, like one of the guys we fought. His name was Craig the Blood Wizard. And I don't know if y'all remember, Hand of Doom. But he very much sounded like one of the wizards from Hand of Doom. And it threw me off. That's all I could think of was fucking Gary from Faith. And I was like trying to fight this skeleton. He got punted into a pit and stayed in the pit for most of combat. Whoops. This mask does look fucking terrifying. Let's react in chat too, yeah. I kind of want to do the circuitry, but I feel like that would give her away and not be what she wanted. I opened Minecraft. I keep opening Minecraft. Oh, I almost hit stop streaming. That's not what I wanted. I'm just gonna put this on a separate layer. So I can move it around as I need to. Maybe just a little bit smaller to make sense for her head. See if I can pull up the Android page. I mean, I know I can. It's not hard. Also, OMG, I've been clipping the charity streams. I'm on day 2. I'm in the last hour of day 2. which is when Ben did the fan troll reveal, and it was very funny. This is like an android, by the way. This is their 2 examples for androids. Sorry, I got distracted reading. You see kind of like this circuitry vibe. Let me make this other darker so I can actually see it. And the visible circuitry is why she, like, wears the mask to hide her face. There we go. So I'm just gonna do a bust because I just need like an icon. She also just got a cloak. I made that really big. I didn't mean to make it that big, but that's okay. I'm just gonna do square hands. She's also wearing gloves. Oh, look at her. This is sketch. Mask sketch. Lines. Oh god. So I just wrote. I never did do my like reading stream for 75 followers. Although actually, would y'all prefer I do a reading stream or go play Faith again? Because there is actually something in Faith that I missed. But to get to it, we would have to replay all of the first chapter. I think reading's always fun. Yeah. I guess I was gonna do like fortune reading, like with cards and my dice and stuff, but I also could just do regular reading. I should get a breaker nose. Just a little bit. She's a little ruffian rogue. I think she's got a... do some fortune telling, and then not fortune telling, divination, and then I think imagery of all local content. Oh, thank you. And then like read like stuff with my words out loud. Ooh, I could have, like, read either some of my own stuff, and or I could have y'all submit stuff to me to read. I guess you could always submit my own fics as well if you really wanted to. If you wanted to, like, hear me do a rendition of a particular piece. I wonder if I could get away with reading some of my, not my, like, actually, like, NSW fics, but, like, ones like my Melody and the Spores fic, where it's just, like, suggestive. I honestly think you could. That's what I'm thinking. If Ben could watch MILF Manor live. You know what? Good point. I think I said it was like powder blue. Sorry, I just reread something I forgot I had said. But we're good. Anyways. But it's true, I forgot that we watched MILF Manor live. I blocked it out. Look at her go. I love her. She would not love me. She has a deep distrust of the people around her. But that's okay. She's been through some shit. I can't blame her. Able to know the D&D lores. I know you do. I'm just about to post Corey. I do know many of the D&D lores. That's good? Yeah, absolutely. What the fuck is wrong with the Underdark? So the most realist, so there's kind of two answers. The lore reason is because, except I'm hitting to bricks. The lore reason is because, the actual reason is because I have a feeling it got mixed. So, the original Drow lore, not great. Just, bottom line. A lot of the basics back in like the fucking 60s or whenever D&D got started, not great. They've been adjusting it, they've been tweaking it, they've been getting it better. But it kind of sucked to start with. And I think a lot of the Underdark lore kind of stretched from the Drow lore. Also, it is underground. So, just from, like, a perspective of, like, nature, there's gonna be a lot more competition because there's not as much light to grow plants. Ooh, I like the eye a lot better, actually. There's not as much, like, room for plants. There's not as much animal life. Because it's all tunnels down there. Which I don't think is really how, like, regular ecosystems would work. But... it's a whole thing. Oh, cool. That's like, what? Yeah, well, it's based off of. So I just looked up. So I needed an icon for Pandora 7. And I looked up, like, scary masks, and I got this. So it's loosely based off of that. This mask over here. But I'm doing a different angle, so I think I'm gonna add the snake down here instead. That's not what a snake looks like. There she is. I'm not doing that. I thought about for a second, outlining all the scales on the snake, but I'm not gonna do that. Excuse me. Just like a little one down here. And then I need... oh my god. Oh my god. This way I can just erase all the stuff that's like in her hair. Ta-da! This is circuits. This is mask. Or no, this is color, not mask. Color. Oh, actually, I'm gonna throw in a couple more circuitry lines on her neck, I think. There we go. I just wanted one more. Actually, this is going to be a circuits color so that I can maybe... I just think she looks cute with dark hair. Oops. You can barely see the lines, but that's okay. I think her cloak's actually green now, because she just got a cloak of elven kind. Sorry, I don't actually know how clothes work, so I'm just kind of making up as I go. So, yeah. They're healer's gloves, so I'm just making them red. I think there's actually... Let me look... Why did I close the fucking page for the... If you're ever curious about Pathfinder, by the way, there is a website called Archives of Nethys, specifically the 2E version, that has literally everything you could want to know about Pathfinder. I think they're still working on possibly updating it, because there's going to be like a remaster soonish, but it has most things. This is a cloak I just got. I'm not going to do that fancy, but I will do some fun gold accents. Because I think I've got some fun little... Ooh, that's all like... I still have yet to figure out what the fuck happens with my brushes when I zoom in. Or zoom out. Also fell. What? Like, what the fuck is up with that? I don't know how to fix it. Okay, that's very funny. I think I'll use that in the mask, actually. Oh my god, life hack. Just use cracks to make gold designs. That actually looks really cool. I thought it was on Japanese. Oh yeah, kintsugi. Yeah, I think it's I think. Don't quote me. I think it's kintsugi. Yes, yeah. Actually looks really cool, so I'm gonna roll with that. I'm just gonna call this color 2. Color 2. I don't know why it does that. I have to color over that. Okay, that's fine. I don't like that, actually. Never mind. just gonna like fuck around with it a little bit. Spooky. Oh, I forgot you can't really do like layer effects on top of black. Just it doesn't work like that. I am, though, gonna fuck around with the snake and give it a cool, fun pattern. I've actually made Jesus Snake. I'm gonna stick with Jesus Snake for now, we'll see. I think that looks cool, actually. Hell yeah. There we go. That looks too clearly like plaid, I think. I don't know, gamers. I kind of like it. It's not exactly this one, but... Oh, I should do a crack running across him. I've... Snake pattern... Snake... pattern... Mask details... color 1, color 2. Okay. X. There we go. I think that's a cool icon. Ta-da! So I'm just trying to crop like as close as possible. So I need to put it on an icon. I'm looking for dark circles. I don't know why, I just thought she'd have them. Like that. He's checking out of be out of chat and save barrel. Oh no! That's not good. I don't know why it's doing that. Common Twitch homophobia, true. There we go. Don't mind me, just a moment. As I upload a token. Okay, no, people aren't here. I don't know why I said that, like, I'm not fully expecting to play a game with these people later. There we go. Now I have a token uploaded. Anyways, so we have about an hour and a half. Ish. Oh, okay. Yes, there we go. What else do we want to maybe see, gamers? As I probably won't finish anything because it's only about an hour and a half, but I could probably start something. Sorry, I'm looking at stuff. Anyways, I've returned to chat. Man, I keep thinking about my OC and I want to draw a scene from my OC so much, but I can't. Because the scene I'm thinking of has titties in it. And I don't know if you're allowed to show titties on Twitch. I don't think you are. Wait, y'all, do you want to hear the opening 2¼ pages of my vampire novel? Well, what will eventually be a novel is not currently a novel. Yes, okay, hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do this since I'm just reading. Okay, so context. I like to make up stories in my head where there is a silent protagonist. While playing House Flipper, I decided to be really funny. If you have all these powers because you're a vampire. And then it spiraled out of control. So this is the opening 2¼ pages, although as always, subject to change in the future. You're... what? A vampire? She said it with enough matter-of-factness that I wanted to believe her. Really, I did. But opening the door to what you expected to be a team of contractors and finding one woman and her dog doesn't exactly spark confidence. And so I stared at her for another moment, waiting for her to crack a smile. Instead, she turned away from me and kept rolling paint onto the wall. Her dog came up to me and sat at my feet, even when doing so as tall as my hip, and waited expectantly for a head scratch, which I provided, not being a monster. Vampires aren't real. They are. She didn't bother to look at me that time, finishing up the wall of what was going to be my bedroom. I wasn't sure whether that or the fact that she was still taking this seriously was more insulting. I tried a few times to get the words out, to refute her more, to insist that she was fucking with me, to do anything other than stare at her in blank shock. Her dog continued to sit at my feet, but shuffled so she was facing the repair woman instead, tail wagging so hard I could feel the air hit my ankles. Said dog had one single black spot, and I wondered in the last unoccupied part of my brain if she was some weird Dalmatian. The repair woman cleaned off her paint roller in total silence, only to finally make eye contact with me and smile. Her canines were... The heat on my face was irritation, I told myself. They were sharp, yes, her canines were sharp and more prominent than I'd ever seen, and all I could think was that she'd gotten those glue-on Halloween teeth to mess with me. Definitely just that, and nothing that would stir my stomach. And if it did stir my stomach, it was with anger. You're all the same, she teased. She stood up and stretched, chuckling at a joke I wasn't in on, clearly. Your whole family, your friends' families. No oak money coughs up the secret, so clearly we're nowhere, right? Come, Audie, we must go get the carpet samples. Yeah, I love those words. They're good words. And she breezed past me, down the hall, toward and then down the steps. Audie looked up at me and whined, and I heard the repair woman bark a laugh when she realized. She likes you. Watch over Audie for me, then. Came dripping up the stairs. I knew... Well, no one had really come to terms with it yet. The studies were hardly in their infancy. Magic was real, yes, if limited. Certain mythical beasts were real, yes, though not as many as were alive as scientists had hoped. But vampires? Werewolves? The undead of all shapes? That just felt ridiculous. She was clearly taking advantage of this new sensation to help her business. Dad had only mentioned that she was highly recommended by his friends, not that... I tried not to remember my aunts gossiping about some friend of my dad's, talking about her lover who never seemed to age. Money did a hell of a lot to keep people young. It didn't have to be nefarious. I remembered, despite my best efforts, the few seconds of initial eye contact before I'd managed to speak to the repairwoman, when I could have sworn that her scleras were a deep ruby red. The repairwoman came up the stairs with a handful of carpet swatches in her hand. Which one of these do you prefer? She asked, holding them out. What? She raised her eyebrows. Pick a color so I may put your carpet down. And then you two will need to leave the area while I put the finishing touches on this floor. Audie, my dear, I love you, but you are very good at getting underfoot. She ruffled Audie's ears and received an attempted licking for her efforts. I hadn't been mistaken. There was no irritation in her eyes as she looked at me, only a sharp, greenish yellow, shimmering like the butterflies my aunt had caught me for my birthday, drowning in a sea of ruby red. Her smile grew wider, wide enough that her canines peeked over her lips and left a trail in what I had thought was the flush of her lips and was apparently a red lip tint. I'd say staring is rude, but I'll take the compliment this time, miss. I swallowed, and the lump in my throat was something I couldn't put a name to. I'll pick your carpet for you then. Lucille. That's not a color. My name is Lucille. I don't really... You don't have to call me miss. Lucille, then. She took the samples under her arm and held out her hand. Calidora. Calidora. But you can call me Callie if you'd prefer. Callie. Her handshake was firm and proper. I'd been practicing business handshakes since I was old enough to understand first impressions, and hers reminded me of the oldest of old money, the men and women who'd seen the worst of it all and come out on the other side adorned in gold and jewels. She had the calluses of long, hard work taken care of most of the time. Her nails were short and rounded, just long enough to pry at things, stained with paint from the day's work. They weren't that much bigger than my own, on a purely physical scale basis, but her presence seemed to engulf mine. If a gentleman could be a woman, I had to imagine she would be it. That's it. That's all I have so far, at least. I don't work on it as much as I wish I did, but I just haven't been in, like, the mood for it. But, they're really fun. So, for context, in case you have not been subject to my rambles about the Opal Saga writing, aww. On the off chance, thank you, Helios, that you haven't been aware. So, for context for some of the little bits and pieces in that first introduction, Lucille does not know she's gay. Lucille, for context, has had a marriage picked out for her since she was probably about 14. Though they're damn right they are. Aw, y'all. Although the marriage has had some complications in the meantime that mean it hasn't gone through yet. So she's like mid-20s? Late 20s? But she's like had her dating life lined up for her whole life, so she's had like little flings and stuff, but she's always been like, oh, I must just not like dating because none of these men really interest me. And it's like, baby girl, it's because you're gay. But she'll get there. I'm really tempted to have the scene where she does finally arrive at that conclusion. Because she gets jealous of somebody who's interacting with Calidora, and she's like, oh, I'm in love with her. Oh, okay, I see what's happening here. Because, so, it's modern world, magic has recently been revealed as real. It's kind of always flown under the radar. Not always, but as, like, the Industrial Revolution happened, it started to kind of fly under the radar. And so, most vampires either work in settings where they have access to blood. So, like, taking, like, contaminated blood donation stuff. Like stuff where, like, no one's gonna miss a little bit. And they don't need to eat a ton. Because if you get caught for murder, you're still going to jail. And you're immortal, stuck in jail. And that starts to bring up questions that no one wanted to answer. But for Calidora, specifically, she finds through like vampire networks basically volunteers. It's not as much as if like you were to drink somebody to like your full extent, but it's enough that you just have like smaller, more frequent feedings. And in my head, the scene goes that basically Calidora and Lucille are gonna hang out. And Calidora and Lucille is like, hey, I finished my engagement early. Can I come over, like, early to hang out? And Calidora is like, yeah, but just so you know, like, I have someone, like, coming over to feed on, so that I could be, like, fully up to the stuff that we were going to be doing. So if you don't want to see that, just wait, but if you're fine, like, knowing that's happening, like, yeah, you can pop by early and we'll just get going once I'm done. And Lucille comes over early, and she sees Calidora feeding on somebody, and she gets like genuinely jealous, and she's like, oh, this is what this feels like. And she doesn't say anything because she has to have like her little crisis. And like Calidora finishes feeding and she wishes the person goodbye and they leave. And Lucille like finds herself like more like physically affectionate for the rest of the night. Because she has this like jealous, it's a romance novel, she's allowed. She has like this little nugget of jealousy. And she kind of like goes home afterwards and she's like, shit, I think I'm gay. And I love it. That's like the vampire scene for me, is like that. The italic O. Yeah, it's her italic O moment. It is really funny because her thought process is literally like, but I want my vampire girlfriend to feed on me, and it's like, bitch, that's pretty gay. And it goes on from there. There may or may not be a murder plot separate from the vampirism stuff. I'm not sure yet. I kind of want to like get a little bit further into like the narrative itself and see if it needs that. Basically, which the basis of that is that Lucille's dad sucks because he's a rich man who's old money. And he sucks. That's really all there is to say on the matter, is he just kind of sucks. Oh my god. People are doing Pathfinder math. Oh, people have noticed Ben talking about jizz in Star Wars, I see. I want to draw something else, and I have like about an hour before I wanted to hop off. I'm not sure what I want to draw. Part of me is like, oh, I should just draw Lucy and Calidora, but I don't have like solid appearances for them in my head just yet. I wish Baldur's Gate didn't fucking kill my stream so I could make my little paladin, but oh well. Excuse me. I wonder, Oh, this is Heat. I love this song. Mm-hmm. My sister sent me a Instagram reel. What is it about? It's about skeletons. Someone has decorated their entire yard with plastic skeletons in various interesting poses. Oh my god, there's skeletons on the roof. Oh yeah. Anyways, that's over. Oh my god. How much did I sleep last night? Let's play the how much did I sleep at Opal got like 5 hours of sleep last night. That's not terrible. I'm also gonna go turn on the fan. And I will hopefully think of a drawing idea in the meantime. Oh, that's the light. There we go, now the fan's on. I have like an hour between me ending stream and me starting Pathfinder. But, excuse me. And I'm gonna get so hyped, and that means I'm gonna get real warm. Opal redacted. 5 hours is not enough. 5 hours works out. It's like... from 5:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. I did go to bed at 5:30 a.m. I don't remember. No, I do. Never mind. I was watching the charity stream. But they're doing math. I don't really feel like doing math right now. This really is such a cool, like, brush. I also have this horn brush. I made Gamzee's horn. The fairies don't like that. See if I can remember how to draw all the troll horns. Because Aradia's is like... kind of whatever you want it to be, honestly. Hussey doesn't even really know how to draw horns. And Tavros is like that. And Silix has 2 little ones. Like that. Karkat has little ones. Nepeta has cat ear shaped ones. Terezi's are just straight up like that. Kanaya has hook horn and regular horn. I'm getting the order out, but that's fine. Vriska has hook horn, and then Kurt, like, stinger horn. Equasis is fucking broken, but he also has arrow horn, and then broken one. Gamtes is like that. Eridan's is like that. And then Pfeffers is like that. Wild. I can also just fuck around with brushes until I have to go. I love this soap bubble brush. I just think it's so much fun. I have like some sparkle brushes, and holy shit, are they big? I also love Fireball Rain. This is Fireball Sizzle. Rainbow! The gays have been here. I wonder if I have anything else I can read out, actually. I'm gonna do this so I can look at chat at the same time I like. Ooh, y'all want to hear part of a Sabart fic? Joke's on you, I'm gonna read it anyways. So this is about lucidity, because I love her. Her planet's fucking terrifying, by the way. Lucidity's planet is, the land of necrosis and crossroads. And it's spooky. Well, this is just bizarre. Your feet crunch on the dirt, which looks at some point like at some point it had grass that has long since turned to ice. You're glad that you figured out alchemy back at home once the wind chill hits. You pull your jacket tighter around yourself and hope that this isn't what it's always like here. From the sounds of it, Claire's planet is quite warm, and you can only hope yours has its moments. You don't know if whatever forces are at work here have any sense of mercy, but your luck is trending toward no. You'd open your last messages to Claire to prove it, but then ping you as online to Oculus, and you're not particularly thrilled about him questioning you. One of these days you're going to pull that goddamn tracker off your work account and live in peace. You're getting off track. Your house looms above you, held aloft by what you now realize are black brambles. Or maybe they're not brambles? You take a few cautious steps toward and immediately regret it when they come into focus as giant mummified hands curling into and around each other, longer than they should be and sharp with shards of blackened bone. You shrink and turn away from the sight, wrapping your arms around yourself to stave off the nausea that threatens to overcome you. You can't do this. You can't falter now. You've come this far. You feel in over your head. Your house casts a shadow, hiding you from the light of Skya. You can't afford to make mistakes. You can't shake the feeling that you've already made them. You need to keep going forward. What you had assumed were mountains from your original vantage point turn out to be towering walls, an icy shade of blue, that branch out with various shadowed pathways like the entrance to some bizarre maze. Is that what your planet is? You sort of remember Oculus mentioning the heat of thousands of computers buzzing away in one of the infinite office buildings he found himself in. The thought still makes you sick. Who would want to be stuck forever in the eye office? So you suppose a planet-sized maze isn't out of the question. You are in a video game, after all, a thought which... Oh, that's what's wrong here. There are no imps. The damnable things were all over your house, but the only thing here seems to be the whistle of the wind. You pull your pen out from behind your ear and spit it between your fingers regardless. It makes you feel better to have a weapon and a computer close at hand. Lucidity's pen turns into a gun. That's her strife specimen. His pen gun. Oh god, the other thing I was remembering is I was watching back the, thank you. I was watching back the charity streams, and I remembered that I promised to remake my What is Riftdale video, or not What is Riftdale video, my Riftdale recommendation video. And oh my god, I forgot I said I'd do that. What is Riftdale, am I right? Well, I want to make basically this slideshow, but as a video and for Riftdale. And I don't know how to write scripts, but I also know that if I do that video without a script, I'm gonna get too rambly, and I'm gonna start talking about, like, the history of Riftdale, which is a different video. You know? No, I'm not gonna do that one. So I need to write a script, but I don't know how to write a script. Oh, I could have sworn I called this document a collection of thoughts about the paranormal AU. So you're finding it so goddamn if it is. But apparently I called it a collection of thoughts about Riftdale ghosts and everything going wrong. Which is also a pretty good description of the paranormal AU, to be fair. Excuse me. What is this one? I remember what this one is, never mind. That's cringe. Fun fact, y'all, I once helped some friends write a Star Wars fanfic. The thesis of what's accidentally became fuck the Force, we're about the power of friendship here. Maybe I should fuck around and draw something weird. But I don't know what. Oh my god, you know what I never fucking finished? Was an idea... about the Paranormal AU and that Father Finley song. Or no, it wasn't the Paranormal AU. It was just Bart and Christian. I don't... that one I was having problems with the formatting for. Oh, yeah, so there's a line in Father Finley. Let me look it up. Father. I can't listen to it on stream. But I can get you the lyrics. There is... Yeah, it's the Father, can you save my soul? First you gotta bring me a little C4. I want to do, basically, like, it starts with, Christian and, like, Bart kneeling down in front of him, and then it glitches, and it shows, Oculus standing while Christian is kneeling, and then it switches back to Bart. But I don't know how to do that. Oh my god. Ugh. Should I have any fun whips? The rest of the stream is just gonna be looking for something to draw. That's okay. Oh yeah. By the way, I don't think you should draw Karlach. I might draw Karlach. I might draw more Fear Striker and Karlach, I'm not gonna lie. Also, I don't think many people have seen the Quadrant Talk video, which you should go watch. It's a good video. Helios and I have some very fun discussions. But this is the sprite I made for it. I might draw Karlach. That'd be fun, actually. I'm gonna just not look at that for a little bit. It's so cool. So I go, oh, thank you, Helios. But no, I genuinely, like, I want to I've already rewatched the Quadrant Talk video because I had to, because I edited it. But I do want to listen to it again, because we had so many fun discussions. And it was really fun. Also, because Helios got to learn about how fucking batshit insane some of the Homestuck lore is. Like everything about the ancestors ever. I'm gonna open my Fear Striker ref. And then I'm gonna open this. And turn off. There we go. The color layers. Them. Oh yeah, also with Fear Striker, I also gave her a little bit of chub because I think it's cute. Where's that image I have of McQueen? I don't remember what it's called. Wait, what is this scene? Oh! Sorry, I forgot about this screenshot. I love Shadowheart giving a star in a fucking dirty look. This man is standing here with 1 HP left. Well, Melody in the Spores has a conversation. Also, look at her. Look how cute she is. Fucking side-eyeing him. A star had killed my game. That's true! He did! Which I think is so fucking funny. Like, it sucks that your game died, but that was also really funny. This is just called an image in my brain. Yeah, that makes sense. It might be images time. Scribbly. I never showed these off! Oh, sorry, I flirted with my character. I hit the NSFW option for fun and my game went hell no. Your game went no. Fuck you. Good night. Oh, by the way, I made a bunch of, still characters in Baldur's Gate. This is Chief. That's Christian. That's Claire. Smith. And Stacy. Based kind of off of their character sheets from that one time. Stacy. Yeah, Stacy! From that one time we did a D&D stream where we made, character sheets for some of the Riftstone characters. This one's just called Biggest Little Man. Did I mean the rat? I feel like I meant the rat. It's just, I'm pretty sure one of the screenshots I took to send to Helios. It is the rat. Okay, I thought it was the rat. This one's just called Cries. Yeah. 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 Trying to think if I can find some fun ones. Okay, before I pull up an image of Karlach to use as a reference, please look at this image of Dooley. This is actually Dooley's best outfit in the game. Oh, hear me out. Okay, I'm hearing you out. They do canonically play D&D. You're so right. They do. Hear me out. I'm hearing you out. The hand itches. The Queen and Dooley campaign someday, one day. Hell yeah. That'd be very fun. I also think Dooley should be wearing this outfit. Yes, agree. He still has it for some reason. Like, that he brings it back, and he, like, shows up to D&D in this outfit, and McQueen is like, I guess so. Because, like, he's not gonna argue. Fun fact, if y'all have not played Darkside Detective, I'm like 90% sure this right here is the bottom half of this. He said, I am looking. No, I'm not. McQueen is somehow... Yes, it is. Okay, I thought so. McQueen is somehow not looking disrespectfully. He's not looking respectfully. He's not looking disrespectfully. He's not looking disrespectfully. That is all there is to the fit. Yeah. This is a real canon outfit that Dooley wears. Also, a fucking deep-ass V. Why is there such a deep V to it? I mean, we all know why there's such a deep V to it, but like... I could probably write an entire little blurb about just, there's also skin tight despite being a robe. I did not even realize those were his abs. This is the best screenshot I've ever seen. I took this. It's still... McQueen, he is looking ahead. He does not want to see. He does want to see, but he's pretending he doesn't want to see. This is just called Dooley, your outfit. Doom's your gender. Doom's your gender, yeah. I'm like 90% sure I made that meme after we talked about Doom Guy not having a gender. Eridan has been abolished. There is no more Eridan. I think this is about my Homestuck fic. I think I decided I didn't want Eridan in it, so Eridan has been abolished. Every Dave Strider is the same. Thank God, true. The deep fried sandwich. This is a picture of Bobby when he was a baby. Oh my, I forgot, I described Undyed once as dangerously trans and powerfully lesbian, which I think is correct. True and real, yeah. I'm just flipping through my images now. This is a meme from my Homestuck fic, by the way. Because both June and Karkat miss their dads. Karkat has 2 dads. Actually, Karkat has 3 dads. I think by the end of the fic, he has 3 dads and a mom. So, like, good for him. He doesn't even mean to collect parents. His dads are just like that. Instead of fight or flight, it's fight or kill. Fight and kill. Crab dad stabbed. No, so Karkat in my fic has one of his dads who's named Oberon. He has one of his dads who's Cancri Sr., the Psionic, and the Dolorosa. I want to say it's Oberon is dating the Disciple, and Cancri Sr. is dating the Psionic. Also teenagers. Wrong family! Oh. I don't remember what episode this was. Oh wait, never mind, I know what episode this was. This is in a different server. Because I said, I'll take myself back to Discord Rift in a second, but at Mr. Menace, please give us back our dad. And then, like, almost an hour later, we got our dad back! I remember that moment. Oh, and Gary... Okay, this is another meme about my fic. Fuck prophecies, Jade and Dave. I remember you sending me that, yeah. Remember when I only had 413 clips? What is the number even at now? Let's find out. 4,265 clips. At one point I had 413. Now I have over 4,000. Karlach flirting. It was a big jacked up cracks parallel parking, wish me like Good luck. Also, I forgot about this line. This line still makes me laugh. Hey, this was fucked up, right? I'm gonna close this in a second so I can sketch out Karlach, but this was fucked up, right? That this happened for real in Darkside Detective. A man just suspended his corpse. Well, it wasn't really a— well, it kind of was a corpse. OMG, also true. I guess because his soul wasn't in there. So it was kind of a corpse. I think that counts. I just need to go back and reread that something really quick. I like how Julie went, I promise your body is in good hands, and then did that. Julia was having a hard time. I'm gonna quickly flip through and see if there's any fun images. Oh, we're in the section that's just me going, haha, nice, with various iterations of the number 69. Never mind, that was just took off without me, didn't say where to, and didn't take her phone. Oh no. Okay, I lied. One more image. Dog. Look at him. I love him. Dog. Oh shit. That's the dog directly behind me right now. Dutch is here. Never getting pie for real. Okay, have good luck. Goodbye. Hi, baby. Hi. What's up, baby? Yeah. What's up? What do you want? Yes, you're very cute. Would you let me pick you up, or are you just gonna sit there? Him's baby. Shit! Sorry, Bobby came in. If you couldn't tell or hear him, I'm not sure if you could. Hi. But he's doing that thing where he'll attack me if I put my arm down. So we're just not gonna do that. He's choosing violence. Excuse me, as he so often does. How gay should I make this? Because, like, I could just draw Karlach just vibing, but I also could make it pretty gay. Karlach. Sketch. Oh, that music tripped me out. I'm gonna go with pretty gay. I think. just gonna copy my entire ref sheet over. Yeah! I did it! I wasn't sure if that would work, but it worked. I don't really need this one. Actually, no, I will need that one eventually. Put my first striker refs over there, because I have the whole page of those. And then move my karlach ones over here. Because I'm also going to be drawing karlach first anyways. I'm just going to kind of casually rotate that. And put it behind. Karlach. Karlach, my beloved. I'm just gonna call Karlach, my beloved. So I could also, because I'm only, well, no, I want to draw First Striker again. I love her. So I've got a couple pose ideas. No, I heard you the first time, Bubby. Figures. I'm sorry, is your room closed? Would you like me to open it? I'm gonna open that for him and then I'll draw some stick figures for you. I did. No, I heard you the first time, buddy. Yeah, no, I did. I promise. Yeah, no, I heard you. There you go. Also, my chair fucking... the wheel popped out again, so I gotta fix that. There we go. Everything can go, but why don't you just buy a new chair? Yeah, that would be the smarter decision in this situation, huh? I don't really have a justification for why I'm not making it, I'm not gonna lie. Other than, actually no, I do. And that's, I don't have to do chair money right now. Because chairs are fucking expensive. Okay, so first pose idea I have. I want to say Karlach is taller than Fear Striker. So kind of like a... I don't know. Like Karlach. And then... like that. Actually, that can't touch. Never mind. I forgot. I forgore. I was so excited that I forgore. You know what would be cute? If they were like... almost touching. And they got like their feet in a little river. Fear Striker's not actually that much shorter, but yeah, just visuals. There you go. And like their hands are almost touching. Like that. There we go. Hmm. Or the ever classic, there was a word I was looking for, and I don't remember what it was. Sorry, I also just remembered that my sister knows about Halcyon. Hey, Liz, you know about Halcyon? If you're still around. He is out there. And then, like... like that. I hope that makes sense. Put this up a little bit. Oh my god, that was a big yawn. I had another idea, but I can't draw that on Twitch. Do y'all think when Karlach holds things, they get hot? I'm just wondering, like if she's actively holding on to something, like, does that thing get hot to the touch? Because, like, imagine, you have to see my vision. I think so, because her hands seem real warm. That's true. Probably not as warm as, like, touching her. Is that... but, like... there's, like, a little thing of leather right there. So that it doesn't get quite as hot. I just think it'd be fun if you could figure out different ways to hold hands. All of these are really cute. I like all these, actually. I just think it'd be nice to hold her hand. How I thought about these poses, gamers. Also, I did a hammer because she has a hammer right now in my game. I agree with my entire heart. Hell yeah. Like, we gotta pick one, though, to at least start with. I will roll a die if we do not have a decision, but if there's one that y'all would want to see more, let me know. 1, 2, and 3. I might do all of them at some point, but I'm gonna have to make a big canvas here. Die roll be thematically silly. That's true. Here, I'm gonna see if I can do this, like, fucking Dimension 20 style. Where I break out my die tower. Oh my god, I have the perfect set of dice for this. These are my lesbian dice. There's dice. Sorry, y'all, if you saw. That's okay. Also, I'm actually wearing lesbian dice earrings right now. Let's go. Cool earring, thank you. They make noise when I shake my head. Sorry, there's another set of dice in the thing for my dice tower. This is my dice tower. It's shaped like a dragon. I don't know where it's from because it was a gift, but I presume off of Etsy because it is 3D printed. There are 2 pendulums hanging from it because I have 2 identical pendulums. Why do I have 2 identical pendulums? Because I bought myself a pendulum, and then for, I think, my birthday, my family was like, Opal would really like this pendulum, and they got me it, but I already had one. So now I just have 2. There's spider webs on top. Also, the top comes off. But, okay. So, 1 and 4 for option 1, 2 and 5 for option 2, and then 3 and 6 for option 3. And I pop at the back. 4! So that is option 1, sitting in a river together. Hell yeah! I don't have an air horn noise. I could probably, actually wait, give me like 2 seconds, I can get an air horn noise. I just had an idea. No! Will it not let me? Oh. It's not- oh, what the fuck does that mean? It's not letting me connect. Discord, no! I have to go look it up. Air horn noise. There we go. That played a little bit. So that's this one. Like I said, I may end up doing all of these at some point because these are all really good. But at least want to start the river, the one that the die have chosen, before I have to go. Make my pen red. Actually, I should really set up a background first. So that I know what everyone is sitting on. I also need to make more canvas because there's not actually enough room on this canvas for what I want to do. There we go. I've added more canvas. The metaphorical distance. It's not metaphorical, it's literal in this case. It's both literal and metaphorical. I found there's a mod out there. I feel like makes karlach a little cuter. I can't remember what it is. It's in my queue somewhere, I think. So I just think I got an email. Okay. It's so funny that I applied to this nail place in town. So I went to the nail place to get a pedicure, just to kind of see what the vibe was like, and I liked their vibe. And they had some pretty good options for, part-time stuff, which is what I was looking for. And then I applied. I sent in an application. And they never got back to me about the application. They just never did. I gave up after a little bit. But I do get marketing emails from them almost daily. Hello, Ray! You missed the last piece that we did, which was an icon for a Pathfinder character. And a bunch of me rambling. This is Pandora 7. I love her. She's an android. Who's got a lot of problems. Yeah. And now we're working on some more gay, Baldur's Gate stuff. I need to make the canvas taller. Although I'm leaving in like 15 minutes. Because I have Pathfinder at 5 p.m. and I want to be able to get ready for it. Because I gotta like take a shower and get a snack. Oh yeah, I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you. I will probably ramble about it at some point. I feel like I have made... Oh god, I sure have to draw characters sitting down. Oh no. I know it'll look cute, but oh no, I forgot that drawing people sitting down requires drawing people sitting down. Sure, I was gonna make dinner, just want to say hi. Dinner is good. Yes, please go eat something. She is leaning for some reason, but that's okay. Feet off screen. I hope this makes sense, like, angle-wise. I don't think you can even see what I'm doing, but that's okay. Muscles. Muscles. Y'all, I want so bad to order Chinese food, but I don't have ordering food money right now. I don't get paid until Friday. Me 24/7, yeah. Well, especially because, like, I'm not going to be eating dinner with my family because I'm going to be playing Pathfinder. So I have to eat. I have to feed myself afterwards. Does that look good? Does that look right? Does her her proportions look right? I feel like something is off and I couldn't tell you what. I think so. Okay, good. I feel like just a little bit taller. I think it's less shoulder. Maybe the pivot back and the hip pivot are opposite directions. Oh, yeah, maybe. Let me try it this way. So just perspective, yeah. Is that better? That looks a little, that... Are you good, Bubbies? What was that? That was, my cat making retching sounds. He seems to be not actually throwing up, so I don't know. Felix is very concerned. He said, "Bleh, he did." Felix has given him a once-over, so he's doing a sniff. Has he been given a clean bill of health, Felix? Or you just not want to deal with him? Felix is now at my feet. I wish I could give her like a little bit of... Okay, I wanna... I'm gonna finish sketching most of Karlach and then I'll call it. Also, this time I won't be missing a stream. I'll add her horns in later. Oh, we will get to the other horn later, I think. Okay, well, we got karlach sketch, we've got our stick figures done, so I know what I'm going to be doing next time. It's just about time to end the stream. It's about 30:55, and I needed, like, shower and get food. I don't think any of our friends and pals are streaming. Oh, Shoei's streaming. Do we want to raid into Shoei? Back his stream? Hell yeah. I'm just basically playing just BJ. Okay. Yeah, we'll just call it for today then. So, I don't know what I'm streaming next week. I forgot to call to ask my boss. So, I don't know what I'm streaming next week. I will find out. And I will probably post it on Twitter like I did this time. There is a chance, so this is actually the first Saturday I've had off in a couple of weeks. So there is a chance I will do a morning pre-Benjamin Minutes stream. But I will, if that happens, you will get a notification Saturday morning. As it stands, thank you for watching live if you're watching this back. Thank you for watching it back. Thanks for watching back if you're watching it back. I think I said that twice, but that's okay. I am not a professional. Twitch does not pay me. I hope to see you around next time. I don't know what I'll be doing next time, but we'll find out. Make sure to get your post-stream self-care. Water, food, rest, Baldur's Gate 3 if you're playing Baldur's Gate 3. And I will see you next time. Bye!